Let's talk about a skill that's becoming so incredibly rare that, honestly, it's like having a superpower in the 21st century. It's an idea from Cal Newport's research, and it's an absolute game changer for anyone trying to get ahead in our super noisy, always-on world.
So, does this sound familiar? You sit down, you're trying to work on that one big, important thing, but your attention just gets splintered into a million pieces. You end the day feeling completely exhausted and busy, but not really productive. If that's you, trust me, you are not the only one.
And look, this isn't just a feeling. It's a measurable crisis. A study from McKinsey found that the average knowledge worker spends over 60% of their week just on email and surfing the web. Think about that. Most of our work week is spent just reacting to things, not actually creating anything new.
This state of being perpetually online has created what Cal Newport calls a frenetic shallowness. It's kind of become our default setting. And the really scary part, it seems to be chipping away at our fundamental ability to do the kind of focused, deep thinking that creates real value.
You know, this isn't some new fear either. Journalist Nicholas Carr noticed this years ago. In fact, when he was writing his book about this very problem, he found he couldn't concentrate long enough to actually finish it. He literally had to move to a cabin, totally disconnect, just to get the book done. That shows you how powerful this pull of distraction really is.
So, if pretty much everyone is getting more and more distracted, that creates this huge opportunity for anyone who's willing to swim against the current. Let's dig into why focus is probably the most valuable asset you can have in today's economy.
So what does this new economy actually pay for? Well, it really boils down to two main things. First, the ability to learn complicated stuff, fast. And second, the ability to produce work at an elite level. We're talking top quality and top speed.
And here's the thing. Both of those high-value skills are powered by the exact same engine, the capacity for deep work. I mean, it makes sense, right? You can't learn something difficult if you're constantly checking your phone, and you can't produce elite-level work without intense focus.
And that's exactly why business writer Eric Barker calls it the superpower of the 21st century. In an economy where distraction is the baseline, the person who can truly focus is the one who becomes indispensable.
Okay, so we get it, it's valuable. It's a superpower. But what is deep work exactly? Let's nail down a really clear definition.
So here's Newport's definition, and it's important to get this right. Deep work isn't just focusing. It's professional activity done in a state of pure, zero-distraction concentration where you're pushing your brain right to its edge. This is where you invent things, where you master new skills, and where you create work that other people simply can't copy.
And this is the key contrast. Deep work is tough. It's mentally demanding, it builds your skills, and it creates huge value. Shallow work, on the other hand, is all the logistical stuff, answering emails, sitting in those pointless meetings, busy work. It's easy, and frankly, anyone can do it. And here's the trap. Shallow work feels productive, but it's often the very thing that keeps us from doing the deep work that actually moves the needle.
This idea of fighting for depth, it's not new at all. I mean, look at the famous psychologist Carl Jung. He literally built a stone tower out in the woods, with a private room, a retiring room, where he said no one was allowed without his permission. Why? To escape the busyness of his life so he could actually think. He knew that breakthroughs demand solitude.
For a more modern story, let's look at a guy named Jason Ben. As a young financial consultant, totally caught in that shallow work trap we talked about, this was his starting salary.
And Ben admitted it himself. He was completely addicted to distraction. He said he spent, and this is a quote, 98% of my time just surfing the web. He couldn't even focus on a business plan that could have set him up for a great career. His potential was just fizzling away online.
So what did he do? Something pretty drastic. He quit his job to learn computer programming. But he knew he couldn't do it with his current habits. So first, he had to retrain his brain. He literally locked himself in a room for 2 months with nothing but textbooks and note cards. No computer, no internet, just pure focus.
And the payoff for all that hard work retraining his focus? After he learned how to code, he landed a developer job in San Francisco that paid this. That's 2.5 times his old salary. His ability to do deep work made him exponentially more valuable in the marketplace.
Jason's story is incredible because it shows that this is a skill you can actually build. It's not something you're just born with. So, how can you do it? Let's walk through 3 practical principles you can start using to reclaim your own focus.
Now here's the secret sauce. Willpower is like a muscle. It gets tired. If you're constantly relying on it to fight off distraction all day, you're gonna lose. The real key isn't just trying harder. It's about building routines and rituals that make deep work the easy choice, not a constant, painful struggle.
So here are 3 big strategies from Newport. First, schedule your depth. You have to treat your deep work sessions like the most important appointments of your week. Block them out on your calendar. Second, and this one's a bit weird, embrace boredom. Instead of taking constant little breaks from distraction by checking your phone, you need to schedule short breaks from focus. It retrains your brain to be okay without constant stimulation. And third, drain the shallows. Give yourself a hard stop time each day, say 5 p.m. No work after that. This forces you to be absolutely ruthless with time-wasting, low-value tasks. Jason Fried, the guy who founded 37 Signals, he lives by this. His company famously works a 4-day week during the summer. Why? Because it forces everyone to cut out the fluff and focus only on what's truly essential. It proves that working less can actually lead to better results. But here's the real punchline. Deep work isn't just about being more productive or making more money. It's actually about building a better, richer, more meaningful life.
There's this idea from science writer Winifred Gallagher that your entire experience of life, your reality, is built by whatever you choose to pay attention to. So, if you spend your days swimming in the shallows of email and social media, your brain literally builds a world of stress and trivial nonsense. But if you spend your day immersed in depth, your mind constructs a reality that feels rich, significant, and meaningful.
After going through a brutal fight with cancer, Gallagher came to this amazing conclusion. She realized that by managing her attention, she could find real joy even in the worst of times. A deep life, a focused life, it's just a better life. It's the best kind there is. So in the end, this whole push for deep work, it's not about hating technology. It's about being intentional. It's about realizing that your attention is the most valuable currency you have and that your ability to direct it is what allows you to build a life and a career that matter. So the question I want to leave you with is this. What incredible thing could you create? What huge problem could you solve? Or what amazing skill could you master if you just gave it your true, undivided focus?